Hi, it's Jonathan. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple ways to reduce your Unreal Engine build size. Once your project is ready, you're going to have to package it to publish it on the different platforms like Google Play, App Store, or Steam. In this video, I'm going to use my app published on Google Play as an example. Before packaging your project, make sure that your project settings are already configured for your target platform. I'm not going to cover this area on this video since we're going to focus on the build size. So once it's ready, you can go to platform and me, I'm gonna go to Android, but you see you have iOS, you have Windows, you have everything here. I go to Android package project. So I'm gonna choose a folder and Unreal is gonna do the packaging of the project. So let's look at the result of the packaging and you see Unreal created those files. And the one we're gonna send to the Google Play console is gonna be the AAB file. And you can see that here the size of 679 megabytes. So now we're gonna go to the Google Play console and you're gonna see here is the internal testing branch where I uploaded my build and you have here the size for new install and the time to download. My app is now 627 megabytes and has a download time around 6 minutes. Earlier in development, before the optimization phase, I was around 2.5 gigabytes, and my download time was more than twice as long. Keeping your build size as low as possible is important because it will reduce the download time, but also takes up less storage on the user device and can improve your install conversion rate. Now let's go back to Unreal to see how we can reduce our build size. Okay, so the first thing we're going to work on is the texture. Texture are often the biggest contributor to the build size. And before we start reducing the resolution, we're going to see how to reduce the number of textures that you use in your project. For example, if I take this object, you're going to see that I'm using 3 different textures. One base color, one normal map, and a texture that we call ORM. It is a texture with combining occlusion, roughness, and metallic inside only one texture. If we check it, you're gonna see that on the red channel, I have my occlusion, on the green channel, I have my roughness, and on the blue channel, I have my metallic. So let's see how we can create those textures in Substance. So here we are in Substance Painter. We are ready to export our texture. So we go to File, Export Texture, and you have these settings. You have here output template, and by default, it's gonna be document channel plus normal plus ambient occlusion. But this template will export a texture for the base color, metallic, roughness, normal, height map, and ambient occlusion. We want to reduce the number of texture. So go back to output template, and this time go down to Unreal Engine Pack. And if you put that, you will see that Substance is going to export a color, the ORM that we talk about, occlusion, roughness, metallic, and a normal map. So now you can export, and you see here we have the 3 textures that I'm going to use. So let's go back to Unreal. I'm going to show you how I use those textures on the master material. So here we have my master material. Since this is a mobile project, my master material is very simple. You can see I have here the color, here the ORM texture, with going, you see, red channel ambient occlusion, green channel to the roughness, and a blue channel to the metallic, and my normal map. I just add some multiplier to increase metallic roughness power or the normal intensity. That's it. It's really simple and just a texture coordinate. So if I go to my material, you see I have my 3 texture here that I use. So these pillars are using three textures. But we can go even further and reduce the number of textures used per object. For example, if I take this roof, maybe I don't need to use a normal map and a ORM map. So if you check that material, you see that I have a color, but actually I didn't put a ORM and a normal map. Instead of that, I'm using a ORM neutral and a normal map which is flat. Those textures are actually the one that I set as a default on the master material. If you check here, I have ORM neutral and normal map flat. Let's check those textures, and you have here my normal map, which is a 16 by 16 texture which has a neutral normal, and you have here my OM, which is also a 16 by 16 texture, which has a completely white red channel and completely white green channel, and a completely black blue channel. So I recommend you create those textures at the beginning of your project and use them as the default texture in your master material. And after, you just have to see with your different objects, do you really need a specific normal map and ORM? And if you can deal without it, just let the default texture. It will reduce a lot the number of textures that you use in your scene and reduce greatly the size of the build. Another thing I want to show you is a way to optimize your texture resolution. So if I take my roof and I open the color texture, you can see that here I have imported a texture as a 4K texture because I exported from Substance at the 4K resolution. But you can actually reduce the resolution inside Unreal, and it will reduce the resource size and so reduce the build size too. So you can go there to compression, advanced, and you have here maximum texture size. And if you go, for example, if I put 512, see, the resource size is going to be only 128. And if I go back to 4K, see, it's going to be 8 megabytes. So I recommend you to optimize all the resolution of your texture. Check what you really need in your scene. Do you really need a 4K texture for this object or not? You can export straight from Substance Painter as a resolution that you are aiming to. Like you can export directly your texture as 1K or 512. But if you want to have more flexibility, you can export at 4K and reduce it inside Unreal. So that's it for the texture. Texture is one of the most effective way to reduce your build size, but it's not the only one. So let's see another way to reduce it. The second optimization is going to be about the map that you pack. By default, Unreal can package more maps than you actually need. Like if you have all the test level or prototype, it can end up in your package and increase your build size. So we're going to have to tell Unreal which map to include in the package. To do so, we're going to go to Edit, Project Settings. And you're gonna see it's pretty simple. You just have to go to project packaging. You're gonna go to advanced, and if you go down, you have here list of map to include in a package build. And you go there, and here you're gonna put the levels that you really need in your game or apply. You can press the add element. You just go and just get your U map. That's it. So you see that for me, I have only two levels, which is the level of my menu with the UI and the messaging go. Once you have added your map here, Unreal will only package this map. It won't package any other one, which helps avoid unnecessary level, increasing your build size. That's it. Now let's move to our next optimization, the light map. So last point is going to be about the light map. You know that when you do a build lighting and you build your light, Unreal is gonna generate the light map for every object in your scene. Light map are texture, and their size will impact the build size too. When you're gonna do a build lighting, Unreal is gonna generate a file in your level folder. If I check for my project, I have here Mejishingu level build data, and it's 174 megabytes. The size of this file depends on the lightmap resolution of the object in your scene. The higher your lightmap resolution, the larger your build data will be. So you have to check every object and optimize the resolution of your lightmap. To do that, you have to open your object and set the resolution of the lightmap in general setting, lightmap resolution, and adjust the resolution. I did a video about mobile lighting where explaining more in detail all the way to set up your object for baking your light. If you want to have more detail, you can check about it. So in your scene here, you can use actually view mode, optimization view mode, light map density. This allow you to visualize the density of the light map of the object in your scene. Object which appears to be green or blue, that means the resolution of their light map is not too big. And if you have object which appears to be yellow or red, that means the light map resolution is too high for this object. So it is based on their size. So if you have a big object, your resolution of the light map is going to be bigger. And if you have a small object, you're going to have to reduce the light map resolution. Maybe for small object, you can have 16 pixel light map resolution. And for big one, you can go to 500 or maybe 1K light map resolution. So you can use this lightmap density visualizer to optimize your lightmap. And once you are ready, you can do build and build the lighting again. And every time you build the lighting, it's gonna update this file, build data, and the size is gonna change. So this was 3 simple ways to help you reduce the Unreal Engine build size. On my project, I went from a 2.5 gigabyte build to around 600 megabyte. So I hope it can help you on your own project. And see you on the next video.